Oh man, I'm being forced to choose between Olympics and OnlyFans. This will be interesting.
A British canoeist says he's been banned from competing because of the content he's posting to OnlyFans. Kurt Adams Rosenthal has been removed from the sport's Olympic pathway. The governing body, Paddle UK, hasn't told him why, but its disciplinary policy lists offensive use of social media and indecent, offensive or immoral behaviour as examples of gross misconduct. Kurt joins me now. It's good to see you. Thanks for taking the time to join us, Kurt. The reason you did this OnlyFans thing was to raise money to support your canoeing ambitions, wasn't it? Because how much did you get from Paddle UK?
Yeah, so it was, I'm going to be very clear, it was 16,000, which is not anywhere near enough to be able to pursue elite sport.
16,000 is nothing. If you live in the UK, you know that 16k is barely enough to scrape by, let alone fund some sports training. So I get it.
Because the ambition is to get to the Olympics and you need to fund that in some way. So you've gone on OnlyFans, you've set up an account, and how much have you made on OnlyFans?
Yeah, so since I started in January 10th, I've made over six figures, which as somebody who grew up with no money, it's absolutely insane. And do I agree that's how it should be? No, but it is what's working right now. And I remember when I was doing school visits, I visited over 30 schools all around the UK, trying to inspire kids from underprivileged backgrounds to get into sport. And I'm trying to do good, but it just wasn't helping at all in any way.
I mean, that's nuts money, and I can see why he was tempted into doing that. At what cost, though? He's talking about going around to underprivileged schools and trying to inspire kids, but now what? You're going to inspire them to start an OnlyFans? Talking about do whatever it takes. Well, you can do whatever it takes for you. That's not a good message to send to schools or kids, though, is it?
For those who aren't familiar with OnlyFans, it's where people post content about whatever they're into and they share it with people who want to pay to look at that content. It could be anything, but for the most part, it's people taking their clothes off and a bit more adult content. And I've had a look at your OnlyFans, and that's kind of what it is, isn't it? And I have to say, when you click through from your Instagram account to look at OnlyFans...
I don't know, I find it kind of strange that the presenter has to go through and look through his OnlyFans. I just got to research my guests. Brother, how long did you spend on his OnlyFans?
Firstly, it says, Mum and Dad, don't look. Everyone else have a look. And now I can see why you wouldn't want your mum and dad to look. Think about it. What is she? Because you take your clothes off and plenty more. So what does she think about it?
Being very honest, she was crying the first week nonstop. She worked so hard, sacrificed her life to get us into sport, to prove that people from underprivileged backgrounds can reach something and achieve something good in life. And then when I did that, it's like, well, that's not what's going on here.
Okay, let's assume you've tried every way to make money. There's no other way, and this is what you have to do to get to the Olympics. Is that shame and disappointment you're bringing to your mum worth it? No, I really think about it though. It's your lifelong dream and you want to make everyone proud. But at what cost? Even if you do make it and you win a medal, it's always going to be in the back of your mind that I had to do that to get here.
Because you've got that following, you made six figures in a matter of months, as you've already said. Do you still have the ambition to pursue the canoeing? Or, I mean, you've got what it takes clearly to go in a different direction, be an influencer, build that following. A lot of people would love to do what you're doing, and you're doing it. So
he's not an influencer though, is he? He's a porn star. Let's be clear about that.
Kurt, I know you said your life is sport, but whether you like it or not, you've opened Pandora's box now, and your life is also as an influencer, also as someone on OnlyFans. Say you do go on to win a gold medal at the Olympics. That content's out there now and out there forever. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, for sure. It is. Do I recommend anybody doing it? No. There is a price to pay. Yes, you can make good money. There is a price to pay, a price that I have paid. And is there a way I can bounce back from this? I like to think so. I've always found a way to make things happen. But you're completely right. It is. That's the thing with the internet. Once it's out there, yeah, it's out there forever.
I mean, at least he's self-aware, but I don't really think he knows the repercussions of what's coming down the line. If you think about Olympic medalists, especially gold medalists, they're heroes. Think of Jessica Ennis or Mo Farah. These people have knighthoods. They're heroes in schools. Who'd invite him to come talk to their kids? Now, if he just wants to win a medal and prove to himself how good he is and that he could do it, then fine. But he's already talked about being an inspiration and leaving a legacy. He says in his Instagram bio that he's here to motivate, inspire, and entertain. You can't motivate and inspire anyone with this. So you can see here he was suspended by Paddle UK, which is like the GB team, when they found his OnlyFans. They cite it as indecent, offensive, or immoral behavior. And then this was his response. This is the hardest decision I've ever faced in my life. To ban me from racing, to ban me from speaking to my teammates like I'm some criminal, that's fucking insane. Okay, I hear this argument about OnlyFans a lot, but I always think like this. If he needed the money and he started selling drugs, what would the reaction be? This is how I kind of see OnlyFans models and porn stars. They're like dealers to me. They're selling products to addicts who will use this material to aggravate their addiction. You might say not all people who watch OnlyFans or watch porn are addicts, and it doesn't ruin everyone's life. But not everyone who takes drugs is an addict either. It's a small percentage. But we still condemn selling drugs. Why? Because it's dangerous and it exploits the customers. And it's the same thing for OnlyFans. Just because there's a demand for something, it doesn't mean you should exploit it. By the way, I don't think it's a completely heinous crime. A porn addict would find material from somewhere else if he stopped, just as a drug addict would find drugs from somewhere else if the dealer was arrested or something. But let's not act like it's completely different. It's actually very similar, and it's up to the person to draw the line to say whether it's morally right or wrong. And Paddleboard UK is well within their rights to say, we don't agree with this, we don't want you representing us, we're gonna cut your funding. That's their decision. Also, if you inside really thought this was a good thing, you wouldn't have hidden it from Paddleboard in the first place. You'd have been upfront with them and asked whether it was right or wrong, or whether this is something I can do. But because you hid it from them, I think you know what you're doing is wrong, and they are within their rights to cancel your contract. But maybe I'm being too harsh. I understand money's tight and 16k is nothing. That doesn't mean this is the right way to go about it. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.